everybody. Hi. I always hate to start talking when there's all this beautiful music in the background. Aireene, thank you. That was such a beautiful start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. So glad to be in the room with you on this beautiful, oh boy, I hope it's Wednesday. Wednesday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Daily Antidote of Song today on day 808. Thank you very much, Carolyn and Idaho, for holding up my reminder sign. And I want to thank everybody for being here today. Welcome to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us today. And welcome, of course, to everybody in the room. Hi to Jaden in Maryland, who's running our tech today. Thank you, Jaden, and who's also going to be officiating on the goodbyes today. And Aireene Espiritu coming in from Oakland, California. Thank you for being here today. We're so glad to sing with you again. Becoming one of our very regular song leaders, and lucky us for that. Hello to Carolyn in very hot Boise, and I'm sure anybody else got very hot going on in their universe, because I think it's going to be the name of the game moving forward. We might talk about that a little bit, actually. Hello to Kate in Charlottesville. Nice to see you. And to Kat coming in from Vermont. Hello. And Christiana still in Berlin. I'm so happy to see you. And hello to Jamie coming in from Victoria, British Columbia. Hello to Kathleen in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hoda also in British Columbia. Great to see your beautiful face. Hello to Arlene in California. Nice to have you with us today. And Dan in Vienna. Nice to have you with us. And let's see, someone who is still connecting to audio. So hello for whenever you get yourself up there. Pauline and Dad. Hello, William. Nice to see you today. Coming in from Newcastle, UK. We're very happy to see both of you. Hello to someone else who's just connecting to audio. It must be a very slow audio day today. So I'll slow down. Hi to Susan in Ohio. Nice to see you today. And Nancy coming in from Washington State with her Irish cow. Luda in Victoria, BC. Hello, great to see you. And Susan Miller in Seattle. Hello, nice to see you. Ralph in Victoria. Glad you are here today. And Penny in the background. Hello, Ruth in Birmingham, UK. Nice to see your smile. Jim in New York City. Hello, glad to see you. And Brian McLaughlin coming in from Maryland. Hello, nice to see you. And Becky in Vancouver. Hi, Becky. Good to see you. And Aloysius coming in from Western Mass. Nice to see you. And Sheila in Florida. Hello, great to see you. And let's see who else we have here. Bronwyn coming in from Victoria. Hello. Curly Tops 1 and 2, or 1 and 1/2. There they are. Alice, May, and Willard. Glad to have you guys up. And Leanna in the background. Hello. And maybe Dawn coming in another screen. Hello to Annette coming in from California. Hello. Jean in Pittsburgh. Hello. Great to see you. Hello, Deli coming in from Maryland, now newly 70 years old. Phil coming in from Zurich. Does anybody want to be Phil? I want to be Phil. I want to just be Phil, the traveling guy who's like everywhere all the time. And here we all sit in our same old living room. Hello, Amanda and Miles in Michigan. Great to see you, who get actually to travel with Phil on some of his travels. Bob and Bears coming in from Massachusetts. Cliff in Vermont. Hello, nice to see you. See, if we had ceiling like Cliff's, we wouldn't mind sitting in our home all the time. Caroline in DC. Hello, great to see you. And Karen in Oregon. Hello. Nope, that's Linda in Massachusetts. Hello, nice to see you. Pete and Janet in Toronto, back in the house. I've missed you guys, and you look like your usual happy selves with your usual happy hats and gears and shakers. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Gary in Massachusetts. Great to see you. Kevin in DC. Avec une flûte? Yes? No? Yes, of course. Hello to Jane in Texas. Nice to see you. Diane in Puerto Rico. Glad you've joined us today. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for being here today. Good to see you. Hello, Trish. Coming in from BC, great to see you. And folks, off video today, there's Linda and let's see, Lynn in Connecticut, hello. And Bob, Jenny, Tim in Philadelphia, hello. Sandy in New York, and Tusi and Hindi, and Fred and Martha and Loriana, Kachina and Courtney. Dick and Kathy, hello and hello over there behind your screens. Sandy, and I think I got everybody. Let's all take a deep breath. It is so good to see everybody today. So at some point, Aireene looked over at the chat or the participants and she said, oh, 23 people or something. And I said, oh, there'll be more. So 56, told ya. Yeah, here we are today with 56 of our very best friends in the room, ready to sing a song with one of our new very best friends, Aireene Espiritu, singer-songwriter from Oakland, California, Filipino-American. Do I have that right?
Yes.
And has been with us several times now, and hopefully is going to be with us several times more, including the Archive Challenge when we get those up and running again. And she is also the founder of the Color Coded Symphony.
Yes, Color Coded Symphony Project.
Project. Great, which we will talk about a bit more after she shares her fabulous song. So, Aireene, I'm going to turn it over to you. You can do your thing and then we'll chat.
Great.
Welcome.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's morning here, 9 o'clock a.m., so it's a good way to start my morning with you all. And thank you so much for having me back. And I know it's freeform today, so I usually pick a song the last minute, and it's usually whatever feels right for that time. And I thought maybe, we just had Juneteenth, and so I thought it would be appropriate to sing the song. It's called I Ain't Seen It Yet, and it was written by my good friend Ed Tree from Los Angeles, California, and it was inspired by Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream. So I'm just going to go ahead and sing, and I think the lyrics are in the chat, but I'm going to, just so you know the format of the song, I'm going to sing maybe a verse and then the break so you know the melody, and then we'll get it started. So this is just to familiarize yourself. So here we go. They say your brighter day is gonna come my way. They say the sun will shine over these dark times. Oh, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I ain't seen it yet. So that's the melody, and then there's a break, and it goes like this. You say wait a second. You say I must. Sorry. You say I must be blind, but only truth will open my eyes. So that's how it goes. Feel free to sing any part of the song, the whole entire song with me. And are you all ready? Let's give a thumbs up if you are. All right, here we go. They say your brighter day is gonna come my way. They say the sun will shine over these dark times. Oh, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I ain't seen it yet. They say that freedom rings, and together we will sing. Say love is in the air, everybody's gonna get their share. Oh, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I ain't seen it yet. You say I must be blind, but only truth will open my eyes. They say the dream of peace is now within our reach. They say the light of hope is gonna lift these weary bones. No, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I ain't seen it yet. You say I must be blind, but only truth will open my eyes. You say your bright day is gonna come my way. They say the sun will shine over these dark times. Oh, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I ain't seen it yet. Maybe someday, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I maybe someday.
Woo! Oh no, I turned my camera off and I was spotlighting and doing other things and I got distracted. Aireene, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. Thank you. And can we all please give up a hand to Jaden, who just did her very first spotlighting, etc.
Yay,
Jaden
Jaden.
book live for the first time today. Jaden, that was awesome. It's trickier than you all might think, to do all that little bits of spotlighting. So thank you, Jaden. That was fabulous. And Aireene, that was beautiful. And I love it. And I read the lyrics after you sent them to me, and I was so excited because it just gives us so much room to talk today about so many things. Can we start by you telling us a little bit about the songwriter Edward Tree or Ed Tree, who I've never
Yes.
heard of and had to Google? What can you tell us?
Ed Tree he's a friend of mine. He's a singer-songwriter producer based in Los Angeles. He's originally from Mississippi, and he was Spencer Davis's guitarist. He's played with various other artists that you might recognize, but he's also a producer. He produced a few of my albums in Los Angeles. He was also a guitarist for his band, the Bum Steers, an all-country band back in the '90s. And I did a tribute to his band, the Bum Steers, actually. But he's a wonderful songwriter. Right now, he's with a group called the Tall Men Group, which was started by a singer-songwriter, another singer-songwriter. His name is Jimmy Yessian. And I believe maybe it was 10 years ago, he invited six of his favorite songwriters over for dinner. And 10 years ago, he started the Tall Men Group. And what would happen is they would meet every month. He would have them over for dinner. He was a great cook, apparently. And they would do a prompt. So every month they would meet and create a prompt of what song they could write about for the month. And then the next month they would have dinner and then they would play the new songs. So they wrote basically at least 12 songs a month, which was amazing. And I think I need a structure like that because I'm kind of random and all over the place.
That is really fun. I love it. Yeah, so that's amazing. It would be really fun actually to have some of the other songwriters from the club come in and do their MLK Have a Dream song.
Absolutely.
So yeah, tell us about his inspiration for this one.
So this was inspired by Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream," also written by Clarence Jones, Stanley Levinson, and MLK, and others. And these are the times, and we're still. I feel like we're still preaching the preach and singing the old songs, and nothing has changed. And we would hope that we can make some progress, and I really believe that we are, but. Maybe we're not seeing it as much at the moment, but it's these songs that keep us hopeful.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need
thanks.
songs like this to give us hope because some days can beat us up.
Some days can be pretty overwhelming. It has felt recently. You and I were chatting a little bit about this before we came in, live today, and about the fact that there seems to be just so much going on right now. Kind of feels like coming from all directions. COVID and shootings and political unrest and a war. I saw a bumper sticker actually yesterday. It said, "I'm already against the next war." I thought that was a great bumper sticker.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
made me very happy and sad at the same time. So yeah, you want to talk a little bit about how this song and the lyrics are sort of tying into how you're feeling these days.
Well, I feel like, I personally myself, I've been needing songs of hope there's so many, like you said, there's so many coming right at us. With the Uvalde shooting, I mean, I have a project called the Color Coded Symphony. It's my way of, addressing racism. And I was going to interview a guest, and his son was, the day before Uvalde, his son got a threat. His son's school, I'm sorry, got a threat that they were going to shoot up the place, and so we rescheduled. And then the day after, and then Uvalde happened, and then the next day, I heard that another friend got a message from their school district saying that one of the kids brought a gun to school because they were afraid, and this was in third grade. So there's that, and I'm feeling the grief of my cousin who died of COVID, and there's just so much, and climate change. I know you're feeling it. I'm feeling it over here. So in fact, I just registered the other day, like trying to prepare my mind for an emergency. You know, the wildfires are back, and you know, I signed up for a CERT, you know, the emergency response training, and to refresh, you know, to prepare ourselves what to do when it happens to us. You don't think it's going to happen to you, but you know, it's getting closer and closer to home.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And actually, it's one of the things we talked about is it seems like, especially around the shootings, certainly I saw this in the Uvalde articles, that people say, we never thought that this was going to happen here, or we never thought that this would happen in our community. And the notion that part of what it feels like to me right now is that it's just coming closer and closer and closer. Like every time, you know, you see another, that our connections to who we know who have been through it or who know someone who, yeah, I mean, it just feels like it's very much surrounding us. I mentioned, I can't remember if I mentioned it in here while we were live or not, but on Saturday, I think this past weekend, I took Jim Harkless and Issei Barnwell to the Emma's Revolution concert in Washington, D.C., which was happening in the northwest of D.C., an area where we spend a lot of time and we go. And we had dinner outside the concert. So for anyone who doesn't know, Jim Harkless is 96 and Issei Barnwell is about 76. They both sing with us in this room. And Emma's Revolution, of course, sings with us all the time and hosts in here. So we ate dinner outside, and while we were sitting outside, there was a bang sound, and I totally started, and Issei and Jim were just, you know, humming along, no sign that, you know, even that they noticed it, but it filled me with a ton of anxiety. The very next night, there was a shooting on that block where we were sitting outside, and a 15-year-old was killed, and a couple of other people were hit, and like right there in this area of DC where, like, I have to say, up until recently, I did think, well, guess what? It would never happen here, right? Like, so there it is. It's really right there. And I feel like sort of the link to Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, right? That notion that there was a dream for a better world and that it's kind of our responsibility to not lose sight of the dream and of the hope, even as it feels potentially impossibly overwhelming. So Aireene, what are you doing every day to get yourself out of bed and face it anew?
Honestly, it's hard, but I try to meditate, and I try to give off good energy in the world. Some days are difficult, and some days it's like, you know, it's, I don't know, at a loss for what to do, but other days I'm jazzed, and I try to grab onto the good things. And I actually I wrote this song called "Bring On the Supernatural," and it's about, you know, how are we going to get through this? We got to bring on the supernatural. And I think, you know, I encourage everyone to look into the supernatural in each of us. And even if we can't do anything, you know, vote, donate, whatever, even if the little things can make a big difference. Even sending off a positive energy to people, a smile, a song.
Exactly. A smile or a song. So that's one of the things we definitely do in here every day, I think, to create hope. So how many people in the room have had some days recently where they've woken up and felt like sad or like it was just too much or overwhelming or like it was hard to find the hope? So yeah, there's a lot of honesty, right? I would say it's not uncommon right now. I'm hearing it from a lot of folks that I know. And how many people have come into the room and seen all these glorious smiles? Everybody give one right now. How many people have come into the room and been uplifted? Like had their mood changed? Yeah, okay. So see, it affects all of us. Look, even our artists, it affects, but it's true, right? Like we come in here and we find a new piece of energy or a new piece of hope or supernatural, whatever we want to call what we can come out with after we sing together here. So Aireene, I know that your project, you've talked about it in here before, your Color Coded Symphony project is in fact also working along a lot of these same concepts of sort of hope and unity. And we've heard
Yes.
about it a bunch, but I feel like every time we come in here, you have something new to tell us about where it's at. Tell me what.
Right. So Color Coded Symphony, it started as an in-person performance piece in three parts, and our aim is to encourage curiosity towards other cultures through music, and we bring in a guest from a specific country or region. So our first episode was about Si Hassan, who actually invited me. That's how I heard about the Daily Antidote of Song. It was through Janita Benali, and her and her brother Clayson were my first guests for the radio show. So we started this radio show, and this will be our 5th episode in July. Right now, it airs through this the nonprofit venue called the Lost Church. And every Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m., which is Pacific time. So that would be 9 to midnight your time or wherever you are in the world. And for this month, my interview is with Bo Razon, who is a multi-instrumentalist, ethnomusicologist. And we feature music from the Philippines, a fusion of the Philippines to Cuba. And so that will air tomorrow. There's the last two remaining Thursdays in June. So tomorrow and next Thursday, 6 to 7. And then in July, hopefully, we will have Manesh Judge, which will feature the tabla, music from North India. So I'm very excited about that because I'm also curious about the tabla. But anyway, you can check out more information at colorcodedsymphony.com, and it's got all the info about our goal, our mission, and various rhythms. Hopefully, I'll get to bring it to DC sometime. And a big chunk of the in-person performance piece is we get the audience to enter their ethnic origin in a jar, and we pull from the jar as part of the performance piece, and the band, we play a 30-second audio from your ethnic origin, and the band creates a brand new piece improvised inspired by your ethnic origin. So I'm working on funding for that, and hopefully we'll get it started back again in person in January next year.
That is just so amazing. And it's really, really cool that all of us are able to go online and listen and take part in it in that way. And I think we've got links in the chat, both for Color Coded Symphony and for the place where it's aired. Can you remind us?
Oh, yes, the lostchurch.org/radio. And eventually I want to put it on a podcast so you can listen to previous episodes, because we've done like music from Queen Liliuokalani and the music of Hawaii. We've done the Rhapsody Project based in Seattle, which I'm not sure. Are you familiar with Joe Siemens and the Rhapsody Project? Nope. I know he tours, anyway, focuses on, the history of Black music and also dealing with racism by looking at our history of music. And what else have I done? Anyway, eventually you'll see the archives once I get funding for it.
So my head is whirring, Aireene. We have to figure out some more ways to get some of your great musicians and your great connections into the room to sing with us in here too. And
absolutely, I'm happy to spread the word.
It's amazing, and I can't wait to get to listen to one of them myself. And yeah, let's definitely sing with Aireene more. So Archive Challenge Week and every other kind of week we can come up with for singing with Aireene. So thank you again so much, Aireene, for being here. I feel like we could talk forever and ever and ever, but I actually have to go pick up my nephew at the train station. So like as in pronto now. So I'm actually going to turn the hosting over to Jaden right now. I'm going to ask Aireene to go ahead and sing us out of the room again. Aireene, you can sing that whole song again if you've got it in you, because it was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I will tune back
Jo.
in on my phone, and I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Happy, happy, happy day.
Okay.
Aireene, thank you.
They say your brighter day is gonna come my way. They say the sun will shine over these dark times. Oh, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I ain't seen it yet. They say that freedom rings, and together we will sing. Say love is in the air, everybody's gonna get their share. Oh, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I ain't seen it yet. You say I must be blind, but only truth will open my eyes. dream of peace is now within our reach. They say the light of hope is gonna lift these weary bones. Oh, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I ain't seen it yet. You say I must be blind, but only truth will open my eyes. They say a brighter day is gonna come my way. They say the sun will shine over these dark times. Oh, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I ain't seen it yet. Maybe someday, but I ain't seen it yet. No, I ain't seen it yet. Thank you all so much. Maybe someday.
Thank you so much, Irene. That's just a beautiful song. Thank you so much for being here and sharing that with us today.
Thank you, Jaden.
Is there anything else you want to leave us with? Otherwise, I'll start the goodbyes.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you all for being here and thank you for being part of this community and welcoming me always. And I want to send you all some good vibes. And I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of the week.
Aw, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, Irene.
Thank you.
And with that,